everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm bringing you guys part 2 of my TSS tags. So if you have not seen part 1, where I do the bookish version, I will have that linked down below, as well as some other tags that I have seen, because you guys have already posted some videos and some posts and stuff like that, and it's been so much fun to see. And if I did not include your links in the description, please link it in the comments. I would love to see and share it, because it's just been so much fun watching you guys do this tag, and it just means so much. So now let's just talk about the rules of the tag. Rule number 1, it doesn't really matter how you answer the questions. You could use a random number generator. You could have your followers pick the questions for you to answer. You could pick them out of a cup like I did for the last video. You could use a bingo board. You could have someone give you random numbers, what the fuck ever, as long as you don't pick out the specific questions that you want to answer yourself, because life isn't fair. Number 2, you can use one of your work in progresses to answer the questions, or you could use multiple. I'll probably mainly be answering these questions with my work in progress, Lost in Blue, but I might use some of my other books if they fit the questions better. And you have to answer at least 10 questions, but you are more than welcome to answer more if you would like. There is a total of 29 questions, and if you can guess why I picked 29 questions, comment below. And lastly, please make sure to tag me in your video or post or whatever when you make it a thing, so that I can see it, because as we have already talked about, I love seeing these. So the way I'm going to be doing it for this video, I wanted to do it different than how I did it last time. So I asked you guys over on Instagram what questions you wanted me to answer. So I'm going to pull up Instagram right now. And I believe last time I checked there were 2 questions there, so it's obviously not 10. So after that we will go to a random number generator to just generate the rest of the questions. So Stig said 17. Delphi, who is your main character's bestie? For Lost in Blue, I have 2 MCs named Rana and Sophia. Both of their best friends is Leo, and Leo, I love him so much. Leo is just so funny, so extroverted. All he wants is a boyfriend, and he's just such a sweetheart, and he's such a loyal guy. And although he's probably the most impatient person on the planet, we love him. And then both of my friends, Jess and Aria, said number 12, which is purple prose, yay or nay. So as both a writer and a reader, I'm not a huge fan of purple prose, and if you're unaware, purple prose is basically just really excessive prose. You really get into the description, and while I obviously want my reader to be immersed in my book, I'm just not a fan of it being so prosy. And I have nothing against people who do like purple prose, it's just not really my thing. Those are the numbers you guys submitted, so I'm going to be using a random number generator on Google to generate the rest of them. So the first number I got 22. By the way, there's not going to be a screen recording. I tried, but my phone is being stupid, so you'll have to trust me, I'm sorry. Character art. Do you plan on getting character art for your book at one point? Why not? Yes, I do plan on it, because it is a great marketing technique, and because honestly, I just really want it. And I already have a character artist and all of the characters picked out that I want to do. It's a part of my budgeting plan for my book launch, actually. Next one I got is number 6. Friendship. Does your book feature any strong friendships? If so, tell us about your favorite one. So I've already talked about Ronan, Sophia, and Leo. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about Ronan and Derek. And Ronan and Derek's friendship is really interesting, because I'm trying to think of how to explain without spoiling my own book, but they understand each other in a way that even though Sophia and Leo love Ronan so much, they really can't understand a certain aspect about his life the way that Derek can, and it really makes Ronan trust him, and they really just formed this really strong bond. And when Derek is in danger at parts of this book, I think Ronan really realizes how much he cares about Derek, and they're just really good friends, definitely very close. And I've really been enjoying going back and adding in more scenes with them, because I just think that in life, I think especially when you go through new experiences and you meet people who understand you, it can just feel so good. It makes you feel so validated, and that's definitely how Ron feels with Derek a lot of the time. And yeah, I just love their friendship so much, and honestly, as the books go on, their friendship just gets even stronger, and it's just a really fun time. Okay, the next one is going to be number 1. Publishing route. Do you plan on traditional or self-publishing, what made you decide this? So I did research on the publishing industry pretty much for years. I still do it pretty regularly. I try to carve out a few hours each week. Once I had a solid understanding of what being traditionally published meant and what being self-published meant, I realized that self-publishing was the most appealing to me. And even though there are definitely cons of it and things that I'm not looking forward to when I do self-publish, it's when I'm deciding. And I would say the main two reasons is, number one, I think it's more realistic to make a living off of self-publishing, and number two, I wouldn't want to give up the control to a publisher, so self-publishing just makes the most sense for me. But with that being said, you have to do your own research, and everyone's different, and you just have to do whatever works for you. Next one is number 14, Mercy. If they want what, I will give it to them. What's your favorite oh shit quote from your book? So I can't think of one at the top of my head, but I will go ahead and insert a quote right here for you to see from my book. Okay, awesome. Next one is number 28. Number 28 is Peppa. Does your book have a sweet cinnamon roll character? If so, tell us about them. So I can't think of one in the first book, but in the second book, there is this person named Fiatra. Fiatra is 17. They are non-binary. And I just love Fiatra because they've just been through some of the worst stuff you could ever imagine. And they've just come out the other side even stronger. And it's funny because they're like so mature most of the time, but then sometimes they just get really excited about the new baking recipe that they just learned. And I don't know, I just think that there's such a light, and in book 2 there's a lot of really dark shit going on. So it's really nice for the other people around Fiatra to just be able to, you know, indulge in the silliness and like be able to just have like a fun time. Just be able to forget about how fucked up their life is for at least a little bit. And Fiatra is honestly one of my favorite characters, and I'm debating having a whole book from their perspective because I love them. Okay, the next number is going to be 29, which is the last question. Number 29, Easter eggs. What are some Easter eggs you have included in your work? If you don't want to share the specifics, what type of stuff do you like to plant in your work, like Easter eggs? I would say there are a lot of Easter eggs with Celtic mythology, Greek mythology, and just general French things. Like if you speak French or if you've like been to France or honestly just researched it, you'll be able to find a lot of Easter eggs. And that honestly is for all of my books, but like specifically Lost in Blue and Lost in Love. The next one is number 5, which is time period. When does your book take place? I'm writing urban fantasy, so my book just takes place in the modern day, but with like magic and werewolves and shit, so that's cool. The next one is number 23. Just realized I was keeping track of these, so I have no idea how many questions I've answered, but oh well. Banter. What are your favorite types of scenes to write? My favorite is any sort of romance scene. I'm a hoe for romance. It's my favorite thing to write, and it's my favorite thing to read. Specifically in Lost in Blue, I love the romance between Nevaeh and Sophia. It's probably my favorite one to write, but I love writing all of the romance scenes. Although I will say that Ronan and Crystal's romance scenes, at least at the start of the book, are the most difficult for me to write and edit, but that's for a very specific reason I can't really say. Okay, the next one is going to be number 19. Magic. Does your book feature any sort of magic or superpowers? Yes. So I guess you could constitute superpowers since there are werewolves in my book, and so they have super strength, super speed, stuff like that. They can heal faster, that sort of thing. There is also a phoenix in my book, and they have magic, and it's kind of explained in this book, but it's not in a lot of depth, but in the sequel you get a lot more explanation just because it wasn't super relevant in this book, so I didn't include a ton of it. And then there are also a few other characters who have magic, but they don't quite know it yet. So the next question I'm going to answer, number 13, companion novel. Have you ever wrote a companion novel? Written? I don't know how to write, apparently. If not, would you ever consider writing one? So I've never written one. Honestly, the thought kind of intimidates me, but if I ever needed one for a series, I would write one. And in fact, I think TSS was the first companion novel I've ever read. Okay, I think this one is going to be the last one because I'm starting to lose my voice. It's number 18, which is Death. Does anyone die in your book? Do you like writing death scenes? Quite a few people die in this book. Some of them the characters know and care about, others not so much. And I would say that while they're not my favorite scenes to write, I do enjoy writing them just because I think it's interesting to think about how different people would react to various people dying and kind of the emotions that come with that. I think it's an interesting topic to play with, but it's not like my favorite thing to write. So that is the TSS tag Authortube edition. I have no idea how many questions I answered, but I'm pretty sure it was at least 10. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and hit that big red subscribe button down below and turn on those post notifications so that you know every time that I upload. I hope the sadness video was okay because Francois is being a little hyper and I can't really do anything about that. Hi. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, so that's all that I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.